Hey, this is Marcelle Allen, and today I have a special guest with me. Her name's Tyana Kelly of Purple Horizons.
Hello!
Welcome, Tyana.
Thank you.
And this is our first ever recording of Behind the Graphic. Tell me about your business a little bit.
So, Purple Horizons started out as a branding company. I got my master's in strategic communication and just jumped right into owning my own business of doing mostly logo design and website design. But as a former doula, I was really missing my old, relationships that I had been building with my clients where we, I'm one-on-one, I'm in their homes and helping them. And really building those in-depth relationships. So I decided that I was going to move into coaching based on my experience as a doula and my own life experience that I've had.
Because you wanted to help people heal.
I want to help people heal. I want to help people lead their lives and their businesses with love.
So when you came to me at InSpark, you were just about to fix your logo. Do you remember that? And you're like,
yes.
I want to do something new. What was wrong with the old logo? What did you say?
Well, it was a grad school design project. So, step one, that was one problem. And it was really designed by committee. So, the project was design 4 different logos and then create a poll, have people vote on which one they like the best. And the one that was chosen was not the one that I even liked the best.
Oh, so you were stuck with this logo. You're like, this does not fit me.
Yeah, so I never really loved it in the first place, but I was like, well, it works. It's fine. Obviously, it resonates with my audience, and that's important.
But you didn't love it.
I didn't love it.
You got to love your logo. So your new logo, which is actually part of the graphic that we're talking about today, how did you create that?
I knew that I wanted to do something that encompassed love, because my name means love, and so I wanted it to be representative of that. And so as a designer, I tend to go to the internet and see other things that might inspire me. So that's what I did. I went and I started looking at these images that inspired me, putting some things together, and came up with the heart prism.
Like this part, right?
Yes. So I worked on that and got that all together. When I showed it to you, you said, what if you created an anatogram where each of those prisms means something different and how your business or your life is successful? So I did that.
Yeah. She's like, what's an anatogram? And I'm like, let me show you. Yeah, I love that you're open to the idea. Sometimes I offer up ideas and people don't always... they're not willing to, and you lean it in, which I love about you. You're willing to learn from someone who's been in the game for a while. Yeah. And what was our big problem that we actually had when we were working on marketing you, getting you online in a really compelling way?
Well, the problem is everyone is a life coach, it seems like, and everyone is a business coach, and I was trying to do both things, and as a new person on the scene, even though I have a ton of experience, how do I differentiate? And how do I make myself special and valuable? So by creating these anatograms, one for business, one for life, and having these heart prisms, I was immediately able to start teaching workshops on how to integrate these into your life and your business. And those have been taking off and growing. And then I can use them as a tool in my coaching sessions, where we won't necessarily sit down and say, we're going to talk about honesty this week and how are you doing, but we'll talk about what's going on and what are the issues you're having, and then we can use the heart prisms as a guide and say, okay, well, this is what's happening now.
So your logo isn't just your logo, it's a guide and a tool that you use. So when people first get a blank paper, when they sit down, how do they normally respond?
There's always this deer in the headlights moment of what do I do? What am I going to do with this thing? And there are always questions about how do I do it right? And this is a workshop tool. We do this in a group setting, so people are all together, and people are sometimes worried about, well, mine doesn't look like hers. And that doesn't matter. You can do it however you want. You can fill it in from the outside in, inside out, or make colorful designs inside.
So this one I did from the inside out. So if this is 0 and this is 10, like what is my village? Am I a 1, a 5, 7, 10?
Yeah, in the last workshop we had somebody just wrote 7.5 in one of the prisms. And she also like doodled different
yeah, what was
pictures.
it she said? She said the willow trees, she doodled these baby little willow trees in resiliency. And what did she say about the willow tree?
So it was resiliency, so like when trials and tribulations happen in her life, she bends and waves, but then she's always comes back to center and is stronger.
I love that.
I love that too.
That was really sweet.
So that was awesome. But people often are worried about doing it right, and I just reassure them that there's no right or wrong. This is a tool for you to use, because what often happens is we see, when the heart is all done, we see these things are going really well. And that's what I want. I want people to be reassured that things are going well in their lives and in their businesses.
Yeah, it's like a really fast visual assessment.
Yeah.
Of how am I doing? And where should I focus?
And so the other half is that you see where you need to focus and where those things can go a little better. So you might say, you know, if you're working on your business one, you might say, oh, geez, my customer service prism is kind of low right now, and I really need a little session on that. So we can focus on that, but it's amazing how when you start to shift your focus, instead of just focusing on the things you're good at, because we all like to do that, when you say, okay, well, these are all doing really well, and I need to work on some things that aren't going so well, and then the capacity for your whole business or your whole life really grows, and things start to explode and expand, and it's awesome to just watch that growth happen.
Yeah, no, I know for you, when we did the business one in, I think it was January, now it's July, my business tripled since then. And I'm pretty good at business in general, but my sales game took off. I had new infrastructure, which was one of my weaker prisms, that I grew the infrastructure, and then that increased this ability for the sales piece. And I was just thinking, I don't know what I was thinking in January, but I was motivated, and the framework helped me focus, and that was really cool for Dreamosity to take off. And now I'm able to create this new series around behind the graphics. So thank you for being pivotal in that. Yeah. How do people feel safe with the graphic? Like when they see the other people in the class, they're coloring them in, and sometimes you're a 9 and sometimes you're a 2, but you've made this safe space for tears to fall and hearts to open up. Like, how do you just share about that?
Yeah, so I make a point at the beginning of every class to say this is a safe space, and we're just setting up the expectation that whatever is shared in the room, it stays in the room. We're not going to be talking about you after class. We're not going to be telling your stories to other people. These are your stories, and this is a safe place. So tears happen. Stories, like intimate stories, are shared.
Super intimate stories that people might not ever tell a life coach. Other
and hysterical laughter.
Yeah, so much fun.
So, and I think that just comes from my experience as a doula of being able to hold space for people, and the training that I had around that, and just it's really important to me for people to feel safe in my spaces.
So what advice would you have for another, maybe a viewer that's like, I want to differentiate? What type of advice would you say?
I would say do it. Come up with some idea that of something that resonates with you, that it has to be true to who you are. Like, you know, don't take my life prisms.
Yeah. Don't take hers.
Don't take mine. But also, like, don't take other people's, but use me for inspiration. Just like I looked at other logos and stuff for inspiration, but I didn't take someone else's logo.
Yeah, you always want to customize.
Right, and so you want to make sure that you know, if your name means something, you can maybe do something, or if you found that you really specialize in one area, you can create some kind of graphic around that. But I would say, figure out what your thing is and just dive in. Just do it, because it really will grow your business quickly.
Yeah. So would you say an anagram is different than just social imagery then, or just a logo? Would you say a logo is not enough anymore in these competitive days?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say that
Me
because
too.
I mean, my logo is memorable now, and that was the other thing with my old logo.
People love it now.
It was not memorable, and
It was just text, right?
it had a little purple
Like paint
swipe.
splash or something.
Yeah. But now I'll go to an event and I'll hand someone my business card, and they'll say, "Oh, I just saw your logo somewhere else," and it always lights me up and gets me really excited. And then they find out that the logo means something, and they're amazed by that. So, it would,
so cool.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I will say, like, one thing that's been kind of odd is that 12 prisms is a lot for people to sometimes digest, and so my advice maybe for someone else would be maybe do fewer than 12.
Yeah, 3 to 12 maybe, right? But and it is, it's how do we take this big complex idea of like our heart and all our soul and our life and our history and turn it into something we can tangibly say, yeah, I really want to work on this piece. And that's what I love is you're taking the biggest thing out there, love, and you're turning it into something we can have a conversation about. We can take steps in the right direction and get support and resources. So thank you for being here today.
Thanks
and
for
having
having me.
in my life in general. I adore you and I love what you're doing. If you guys want to experience a Purple Horizons coaching experience, check out purplehorizons.com to find out when the next webinar or local event's going to be. And if you want one-on-one coaching, reach out to Tyana. She's amazing. She's been pivotal in my just explosion of success and my customer service when I had a little problem. So thank you. But yeah, always work with a coach because anytime, whether it's your heart or your business, if you're working with someone who's been further along than you've been, you're going to have massive support, and that's always a great thing. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and cheers to making remarkable graphics.
Yay!
See you next time.